Hey guys, so I'm gonna quickly do a video on 5 reasons why I homeschool. I have time to do the video because Penelope fell asleep. I was actually doing my Sunday chores when she fell asleep, so I decided to quickly do the video. Like, I'm still in my boxers, my cleaning shirt. I just threw this over to make it look a little bit presentable. And my hair's a mess, honey, because it was in a tita bun, but I took that tita bun down thinking it would look more better, but no, it's not, so it's okay. We're gonna roll with it. So 5 reasons why me and Malcolm homeschool our kids. I'm gonna look down at my book because I'm old and I need my notes. Okay, so first one, and it's pretty important, is family time. Malcolm and I wanted more family time. His job takes up a lot of his time. There are times he has to stay back from work. There are times he works on the weekend and he has no days off. And, you know, it left hardly time with him for the kids, because when he will come home, you know, they will be sleeping. And Embry, you know, we quickly went into the routine of getting up, going to school, then him coming home, doing homework, and then it was dinner and baths. And it was hardly any like time in the day for even Embry to enjoy some of the things that he wanted to do after, you know, school was done, like after he was done with his homework. So that he didn't have enough time. There was not enough time in the day. There ain't enough time in the day, but like we just fell into that routine, you know. And then Malcolm would fall into his routine with work, and then so you know, there was hardly any time he was spending with the kids because they would be in bed also. It's not like that every day, but you know, when Embry started school, we hardly had time with him, you know, from having almost 5 years, because he was 5 years old when they start kindergarten. You know, he was all to ourselves with me and Malcolm, and having to share that and then quickly going into that routine of, you know, school and stuff. It just didn't leave enough time for family time. Also, morals and values. That is very important to me and Malcolm, and we want to be the one to instill those in our children. And a relationship with God. Now, I never grew up in a religion. It just wasn't a part of my childhood, but it was a part of Malcolm's, and he studied like different religion, like different kinds. And you know, like I said, I haven't. So I've been to like a Catholic church, but I didn't really relate. I went to a Christian church, and that's fine. And you know, I went to a Christian church, and you know, I related more to the Christian way. And then you know, my husband started studying something else, so I'm studying with him now, and I like it. Like, I like that even though I didn't grow up in a religion, I like that I'm doing that with my kids. You know, that's the good thing about having your own family. You can, you know, make your own do things your own way, even things you didn't do in your own childhood. Character development too. It's very important for me, for my kids to grow up with good, you know, good integrity especially. You know, I want them to be good people, and sometimes school doesn't have the best influences, not always. So that would be my first one. My second one would be curriculum choices. I like the fact with homeschool I can choose what curriculum, like I can pull from different curriculum, you know, like I can make it to where my kid will understand it and he enjoys it too. I would like that they enjoy what I get them, what me and my husband get them. And Embry had a lot of input in what he got this year. Like, this is our first year homeschooling, so he got a lot of input in what he wanted, and we're enjoying all of it, to tell you the truth. There's nothing bad I can say about any of the curriculum we got, because we're enjoying all of it. It's our first year, so far so good. But I also like different methods, like different style in homeschooling. There is secular, there is the Charlotte Mason, there is Waldorf, Montessori, there's a minimalist approach to homeschool, unschooling. Like, there's so many different ways to do it, and it's just really intriguing. Like, it draws you in. It makes me want to learn all different ways, and see what best fits our family, or what fits, you know, what fits for my son or my 2 daughters. Like, you can just customize anything. And with Embry, and I said this before in the video I made of our curriculum, with Embry, I was a big believer in early education. Now, I was young when I had Embry, and it was just me and him. It was just me and him, so I had a lot of time on my hands. With my daughters, because now I see the difference from how I used to school Embry to having, you know, 2 more kids. So in early education in my 2 daughters, although I was working with Willow early on, I came across this book. I think I wrote the book down. Better late than early, a new approach to your child's education. I didn't write down the author. I forgot to do that, but that's what the book is called. Better late than early, a new approach to your child's education. So that I want to read, and I want to see, you know, maybe it's something I'll do with Penelope or even Willow. Willow, I'm looking at Waldorf curriculum for her, and you know, in their first year, I believe, I'm still doing my research, but you know, they do a lot of drawing and stuff, and Willow is also very artsy, so maybe I may take that approach with her. But you know, I don't know, we'll see. You know, I can do whatever works best for them. So that's the cool thing about that. Number 3, bullying. So I did deal with bullying with Embry. Embry was in 2 different schools. He was in a public school, which was amazing. We loved. I pulled him out because I knew he needed something more. His first 2 years at his public school, he was also doing Kumon, just to give him something extra. And then what I found out over there is Embry's 2nd grade teacher was the sister to Embry's Kumon teacher. And how they found out was Embry's school teacher was helping her sister correct some papers, and she came across Embry's name, and she was like, oh, this is my student. So the sister was like, oh, he's my Kumon student. So that was cool. So, because she told me one time when I dropped Embry off, and she told me, and they were talking about Embry, and you know, how they're saying really good things about him, and that he's smart, and you know, he's just a good kid. So yeah, he was in public school for 2 years. Nothing. I never had to deal with no kind of bullying or people being mean to him. His best friend, this is so cute. His best friend was a Samoan kid, and Embry and him both had long hair. So I remember the first day I bring Embry to school, and then he goes to his class. They saw each other, and they knew they were boys because Embry gets mistaken for a girl, but they knew they were boys because they had long, and both their hair was braided. And I just thought that was so cute, like, oh my god, you know, they're gonna connect in that way because, hey, we're boys and we got long hair, you know, it's just so cute. And then, you know, he got comfortable with them, and when I would take him to school, at his public school, I never felt worried, you know, I always felt he's okay, he's safe. Because it just felt like that. The kids made it feel like that, you know, like yelling his name out, like, hi, Embry. It was so nice over there. Now, the reason why we decided to go the private school way is because the curriculum, one of the reasons was the curriculum. It was a Becca, and I liked everything about it, and it was faith-based. I liked that it was smaller, the classes would be smaller. I liked that he was in an indoor school, and there was AC for him to enjoy. Overall, it just seemed good. Seemed like a really good idea, you know. And then 0 minutes. What does that mean? I think I need to check my thing. Okay, so I ran out of memory, so I had to delete some stuff, and I forgot where I left off of. But I think I was saying his best friend and how to make it feel comfortable. Anyways, so when we switched him to his private school, oh yeah, that's when he was having issues with people. And you know, it just, yeah. I had a hard time with it. Like when I found out what had happened, and I was trying to get a meeting with the headmaster, and it was like very hard for me to get that meeting. I shared a lot of it on my Instagram stories, because I do a lot of Instagram stories. YouTube is a little scary. YouTube is a little scary for me, but I'm gonna try it out. But yeah, I do a lot of Instagram stories, so I explained everything on there. I was even like sharing some emails. I was back and forth between me and the school, and I shared when we finally had the meeting and like what had happened. I don't want to get into it because it might make me sad again, because that's not something any mom wants to deal with. It's not. And I was very naive, I should say, about how I thought private school would have been for him, considering it was a Christian school. You know, you wouldn't have think some of the kids would be that way. But anyways, yeah, so he was actually in school this year, but something had happened, and then I just pulled him out. So that's how we got into homeschooling, because I was gonna homeschool him next year, but we just did it this year due to what had happened. And you know, the thing with Embry too, that I was very proud of him, he didn't like change himself to be a part of the group. You know, he didn't succumb to them. He didn't change himself. He would sit by himself, you know. Embry is a very artistic kid, so you know, he will always have his art pad and his pencils right there, and you know, he would sit by himself and eat by himself, and not something you want to, you know, hear how your child's day is going. You know, you want them to have good days at school when they're not with you, but sometimes it doesn't always work out that way. So you know, he didn't change himself, and that's the one thing I want to homeschool too, is I want to be able to, for my kids to build a strong self-esteem, and when they get older, you know, I can trust that they will know when they see a group and know it's not for them, they will have a strong mind to walk away and not be, you know, not want to join them because they're doing, you know, bad stuff or whatever. I want them to be able to identify it's not for them and walk away, and you know, that's it. You know, I want to be able to trust them. So having them home with me, I feel like I can do that for them, help them build a strong self-esteem. Yeah, when I was little, I never had a strong mind, bruh, okay? I didn't. When I would see some friends, like kids from school, do things that I couldn't do, you know, I would wish I could do it, but I couldn't. So I would, let's just say I did rebel a little bit as a kid, because I saw some kids doing things that I couldn't do, and I wanted to do them, you know. My mind wasn't strong, let's just put it that way. But considering what I've heard from the teachers, from the headmaster, and from what Embry told me, you know, he didn't succumb to them. He didn't change himself. He just took the bullying and stayed by himself, which is good, but yet sad in a way, you know. So, but he's home with me now, and that is amazing. I love having him home, and you know, he can be with his sisters, and we can all get a strong family bond, and you know, we can get to know each other more. Ooh, I'm gonna go a little bit off topic, but the one thing I noticed with Embry, like when he was finally home with me, the one thing I learned about him was he had a very bad handwriting. Because when he went to when he went to his private school, it was for 2nd grade. And they start with cursive. They don't start off the printing way. So, you know, when he was going there, that's what he was doing. So when he came home, I had him write something in printing. Oh my God, it was terrible. Like, I was like, oh my God, son. And I never knew that about him because, like I said, he was always writing in cursive, and he's a very good artist. So when I learned that about him, I was like, oh wow, you know, we'll work on that a little bit. So, you know, I had him work on his printing, and it's much better. But yeah, that's the cool thing too. Like you can learn about your kids, you know. You can learn what they're good in and what they need help on. It's amazing to watch. And I love when I teach Embry something and even Willow something, and you know, you see it click in their head, you know, they get it, it just clicks, and it's like, oh, you're there witnessing it, you know, they're not at school doing it, and you get to be the one to see it, and that's very rewarding. Homeschool is very hard, but it's very rewarding at the same time. Okay, so that's my third, right? That's my third. So my fourth is medical reasons. So all my kids was born with a genetic disorder. My girls get it the worst. But yeah, you know, just that alone, I knew I was going to homeschool the girls. You know, I knew they were going to be home with me, and Embry was going to eventually be home with me. But my girls have 4 specialists. They have a genetic, a pulmonary, a hematologist, and an endocrinology, right? Hope I said that right. He's a new one. He's my kid's new specialist. So yeah, so I won't get like real into what they have, but for the girls, because of the type that they have, I'm hearing from other doctors it's best that they don't have kids themselves, because they can pass it on to their child and it can be worse, you know, it can become worse. So when they get to the dating age in their teens, they're gonna have to do genetic counseling with whoever they're dating at the time, even if they're not gonna get married. But you know, if they're dating, they have to go see them, just so them and their partner knows what's gonna happen if, you know, if they aren't careful. You know what I mean? But you know, I don't know if the kids would even ever date. I don't know. I don't want to think about that right now. But yeah. So my fifth one, I would have to say, I didn't want to live by, like, I didn't want to listen to the way the school does stuff, you know. Like I just wanted to do my own thing with my kids, you know. It's nothing good, it's nothing bad about it. It's nothing bad about it, you know, the school way. It's just I wanted to do things my way with my kids, you know. It's my kids, they came out of me, you know. I made them, they're mine. So I like the planning of, you know, what they will learn, and they can tell me what they want to learn too, and I can incorporate it, you know, with their studies. Like if they're interested in something, hey, let's learn about it, you know. I want them to love to learn and to be able to know how to learn on their own as well, you know. And I feel like with them being with me at home, I can teach them, you know. Still, so like all their planning and school stuff, I like doing that, their lessons, although it's very hard. It's very hard and it's very scary at the same time. It's very scary because, oh my god, you're in charge of everything. You're in charge of their education. You cannot mess that up. And sometimes I'm terrified that I'm gonna mess it up, you know. I'm terrified that I may, you know, with the way I'm doing things, even with the way I'm raising them. It's scary being a parent overall. And yeah, so I don't know what I was saying. See, sometimes my mind it went off topic, right? What was I saying? I can plan their lessons and all that. Yeah, planning their lessons and all that. Even though it's hard, I like doing that. So yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, are we good? It's my 5 reasons. My 5 reasons right there. There are more. I know there's a ton of reasons why I homeschool, but that's what I thought about and that's what I wrote down. So, and I like hearing other moms and the reasons why they homeschool too, because I love learning from other women. I'm such a girl's girl. Like I like rooting for women. I like all of us to, you know, support each other. It doesn't matter if, you know, you stay home when you work, or if you're this or that, it doesn't matter. Everyone has their own way of doing things, and I like learning from other people. I think it's cool, dude. So that was my 5 reasons. I did this with another homeschool mama over at Homeschool With Me. I'll tag her. Well, she already did the video, but I'll leave her in the tags. I've never done that before. I never left a link, or I'm gonna figure that out. I'm terrible. Like, I feel like I'm terrible at YouTube because I'm still trying to find the time to do things and have time to record stuff and have time to edit it, you know, without it really affecting everything else that I gotta do in the day. But you know, I'm sure it will, right? It's the price you pay for doing YouTube. I don't know what I'm saying already. Anyways, yep, hope you enjoyed that. So if this is your first time watching me, I don't really like to say subscribe. I feel weird actually saying that. I really do. Like, I'm very shy. I can easily talk to a camera, but I'm very, very, very shy in person. Like, I probably won't even talk in person. But so to do YouTube, it's a very scary, but very like, with me being an introvert, it's easier for me to speak to a camera than to a person. That makes sense, right? I hope that makes sense. I'm a little weird too, dude. So, anyways, I'm gonna end this video because the video needs to end already. What was I saying? Yeah. So, you know, thumbs it up if you like, bro. Thumbs it up if you like it. If this is your first time, like, you're not subscribed to me, maybe don't subscribe. Watch a couple other videos. I don't have too much. I'm still learning. Watch a couple other videos, see if, you know, if me and my family is someone you'll enjoy watching, you know. But if not, then it's okay, man. Don't subscribe. Don't subscribe. I'm cool with that. So, yeah. Okay. I'm done. Mahalo for watching.